Okay, welcome back. Go ahead and take your notes out. And remember as we go through the video that you can pause it and rewind it and listen to things again so you can take good notes and get a full understanding of what's going on. Today we're going to look at simplifying the expression negative fourth root of 250 times negative 3 times the fourth root of 200. These are the ones that were giving us trouble in class, so we're going to do another example and hopefully we'll get it this time. Okay, as we attack this problem, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to multiply the two expressions together. We found that this is much easier than trying to handle them separately. So notice how I took -1 and multiplied by -3, the coefficients out in front. I took the 250 and the 200 and I put it underneath the radical, but notice that I didn't multiply them together. This is going to help us later on when we go to the actual simplification. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is write in exponential form. Remember, this is a fourth root, and the index is also the denominator on the rational exponent. So we have 3 times the quantity 250 times 200 all to the 1/4 power. So that's simply just writing in exponential form. Now before we move on to distributing through the 1/4 power exponent, what we're going to do is we're going to look at 250 and 200 as its products of primes. So we're going to write the 250 and the 200 as a product of prime numbers by using a factor tree. So you can see 200, if we break it down into its simplest form, and 250, if we break it, it's down to its simplest form. And be careful not to lose. There's a lot going on here. So what I do is I like to circle like numbers and underline other ones, just so I don't lose anything. But we can see if we break it down to its simplest form, we get 2 to the 4th times 5 to the 5th. That's another way of writing 200 times 250. That's 2 to the 4th times 5 to the 5th. We're going to take those numbers and we're going to substitute them in for 250 times 200. So that's what I've done here. It's an equivalent expression. Okay, substituting them in its product of primes makes simplifying this a whole lot easier. So the next step we're going to do is distribute through the 1/4 power to each term. So I have 3. Now he's outside the parentheses, so he doesn't get the 1/4 power. But I get 2 to the 4th to the 1/4, 5 to the 5th to the 1/4. Next, we're just going to simplify and write in radical form like we've been doing in class. So 2 to the 1/4 by the power property to the 1/4 power is simply just 2. 2 to the 4 over 4 reduces down to 2 to the 1st. Using the power property again, we have 5 to the 5th to the 1/4 power is 5 times 1/4, or 5 to the 5/4 power. So again, that's just simplifying using the power property. Next, I'm going to multiply the 3 times 2. They're both to the power 1, so it's simply just 6. I'm going to take 5 to the 4th, since it is an improper fraction, and write it as a mixed number. This is telling me that I can split it up. I can simplify and take a 5 out of my radical. So I'm going to split it up into 2. Okay, 5 to the 1 and 1/4 power becomes 5 to the 1 plus 1/4. And by the product property, I can say, this is 6, still stays the same, 5 to the 1st, and times 5 to the 1/4. Writing this as a radical, 6 times 5 get multiplied together because again they are to the 1st power, and 5 to the 1/4 is written as the 4th root of 5. Go ahead and look this over, and Make sure you take good notes, and hopefully this will help you through some of the tougher problems in the homework and get you ready for the test.